Awesome, awesome. Happy, terrific Wednesday. Look, I was getting ready to say Tuesday. I'm like, wait, we're on Wednesday. It is
Same.
it is wow, right? It's wow Wednesday, ladies. No problem, Gracie. Um, so Ann and I have the amazing opportunity to talk about the power of prospecting together. And I am going to come off camera after I get done taking care of this puppy who just was high maintenance right when we're getting ready to start. So Ann, let's kick it off and talk about the power of prospecting. And then after that, Rachel is going to be talking about optimizing onboarding.
Right on. Okay, good. Well, hi, everybody. I am Ann Zuber. I've been with Purium for, I guess I'm in my ninth year, so over 8 years.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I know. I'm not the company gal normally either, so that says a lot. And prospecting. So, over the course of having your own business, which anybody here listening has their own business with Purium at least, you are a business owner. And sometimes it's going to be busy and sometimes it's going to be slow. And sometimes you're going to have a lot of focus and sometimes you're going to have less. And, I think the biggest thing to remember is you've signed up for residual income, which means that every effort you make, ends with a win for you, whether you're doing it as a side gig or a hobby because you feel so much better after doing an ultimate lifestyle transformation. So you just kind of wanted to help people and you notice money comes in every once in a while and that's cool. And then, you may actually have a business that starts that way. And then all of a sudden you're making a couple $100 and paying your car payment with your help, for people. That's awesome. And then, at 2 years into that, you could decide to actually take it on as a part-time income and go into full management mode. It evolves over time. Exactly. So we have, it's almost like you can launch anytime you want. You can go into the back office, you can go into the boards app, you can go into how to get started if you're a brand partner and literally just hit those points again for yourself and give yourself 15 hours a week where you are on the phone 2 hours a day, 3 to 4 days a week, where you're calling, leaving messages that can consist of phones, that can consist of voice memos on Instagram or social media. Not so much emails, unfortunately. That has fallen away from being a point of contact that you could do for 2 hours, 3 to 4 days a week for a 15-hour schedule. And that will lead you to a $3,000 to $4,000 a month income pretty quickly. From there, people get excited. They, maybe do a little bit more, 20 hours a week. And then you can have, you can bring a partner home at some point. So the way that having residual income works with a company like Purium that offers the most elite food, the one thing that we can all say is for now, we all need food, at least in the third dimension, right? So there will never be a shortage of consumption requirements, right? If you sell a lotion,
Absolutely.
buy a different lotion, they can go over here, they can use, different things, but everybody's going to need food. That's something that's the consumable that's going to always be. So when you have a job that's residual income and it's your business, you're going to notice that you operate it all the time differently. Did you have something you wanted to say, Miss Stacey? Or you just loving it?
Yeah, I'm loving what you're saying because you just gave me in your powerful share just a reframing even of how I prospect because like you said, we're offering something that people will always need. And not only always need it, but it saves them money, and especially at a time right now where the cost of food is insane.
Right.
So when people can eat and not only just eat, but eat better, because I used to be that person who would, when money was tight, okay, let me go through, whatever fast food and try to do the dollar menu. The dollar menu is no longer, it's a $3 to $5 menu now. And even in that, while you think, you're saving money. You're spending more money because that food does not make you full and it doesn't nourish you. And so you're hungry again moments later. So it took care of nothing. So the fact that we can offer nourishment
Yeah.
and save money is huge. So thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
Anne.
and as you're prospecting, I want to just kind of hit the nail on the head you just laid out, because the truth is whether they've started the nutrition and they've experienced how great it is or not, and maybe they're one of those people that were just a customer every once in a while they ordered. Yeah, yeah. What is Grace saying here? Not to mention the cost of fast food. Oh my God, yeah, she's so right. Like what you were saying, Stacey, was you go get that $3 burger and then you go home and what you have is calories, but your body's still seeking the vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. So you're going to be foraging in the cabinets, thereby costing yourself all the food you bought at Costco last week too, on top of that $3 burger, right? So you have figured that out. Yes, exactly. And so our prospects will too. And so that's the thing, is really taking it on as a job. Let's say you've gone from the side income and now you're doing a 15-hour a week schedule. Some of it's just your own personal work on your website, on your profile. Some of it is literally, you with your, tired as heck, late at night in a cozy warm blanket, just like commenting other people's feeds. That's a job. That's work now, because you're connecting, you're creating energy, you're whatever. So that counts as part of your 15 hours. But when you're really making any money, you want 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, basically, to be on the phone, leaving those memos and messages, contacting past customers, saying, hey, how are you? Let's get on the call. When you want to do it, let's get on a call and chat about your nutrition, your house's nutrition. Do you need any vitamin C, any pre or post workout? Do you need a daily shake? Let's get on the phone, or let's set a time to get on the phone. Click, they call you back, hey, or they text you, I got that message, next week on Wednesday, I'll be home at 2. Why don't you give me a call then? Boom, you put it in your calendar. You call them at 2 o'clock. Yes, good money for sure. And nobody can really do more than 2 hours of calls. I've been in this industry for 20 something years. It's just not doable. So, you're getting on the phone, and here's a tip that, you want to get on the phone. And if you're going to have a conversation with a wife, record that bitch, or do something better than that. Say, can I get your husband? Is he home right now? Is John home? Can I get him on the phone? Can he just listen to this conversation? Because I'm going to tell you some stuff, babe, that is going to rock your world. You and I, you can throw this in at any time. You and I, you know me, I don't mess around, but John doesn't know that. Can we get him on the phone to listen? Just because you essentially want to talk to the buyer in the room. You want to talk to the person who writes the
Right.
check. You want to talk to the
Right.
person who, yeah, exactly. So record that conversation, get that husband to listen, and be exactly what you are. You are a buyer coming in to curate their pantry. For damn shizzle, they're going to go buy a vitamin C. Well, you have the best one. Might as well hook a brother up. You know for sure they're going to sometime fall to the, Kachiva marketing, or the, I need a protein shake bullshit. So why don't you just expedite the situation around that? Like, as you become an expert, and that is what you are. If you have found yourself with Dave and Amy and this company, you are an expert in nutrition. You have access to medical grade nutrition. You have access to true God-given sacred nutrition. You have that. You are an expert. So what you have is something that you can make those switches out for people, and just skirt all those, hey, have you heard about the sand in the capsules? It's really hard to trust that your money, even at GNC or Costco, is going to the right thing. Do you know that your saw palmetto for your husband's, whatever, is actually saw palmetto? Do you know when it was harvested? Do you know how it was dried? Do you know if it was organic before they crushed it, powdered it, and put it in that pill, that capsule? So here's the thing: is me, Stacey, Kristen, Chanel, I actually work with pioneering experts in regenerative agriculture. We have and grow the finest products in the land. Any doctor who has a product is going to use our materials, our bulk goods, because they're the best. They're just the elite. So let's get you the vitamin C you need. Let's get you the pre and post workout. Let's upgrade your nutrition. Can we do that? And if and when, my friend, you want to do a program with me, I can offer you a 30, 60, or 90-day program where I take nothing away from you unless you want to. And we upscale your nutrition. We can do that at any time. And then you just kind of throw in the core four or the ULT the whole time, like that's what you're doing. You're really just allowing people to understand that you care and that you have what they need. Using that language, 2 hours a day is perfect. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, girl, I got goosebumps. Like, seriously? Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm so duplicating. Let's upgrade your nutrition. That is now going to be the thing that I say. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, that thing, literally, I'm going to take a picture of these goosebumps on my arm because I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's money in the
I'm like,
people do well right there.
literally, girl, that right there. And here's what's so crazy about how powerful that is.
Yeah.
Literally, Rochelle, who is one of our brand partners, and she's been going through because she has diabetes, but she is trying to gain weight. So she has, the opposite of most people. And so she's been trying to figure out her A1C and all of this stuff. And I was like, girl, and she was doing her protocol kind of hit and miss. And I said, and I let her breathe on it. And I said, so then she was like, I need to take my nutrition seriously. I was like, only if you want to live, but hey, you I was like, it's up to you. You got grandbabies, but however you want to do your life. And she was like, I know, right? And so then she said, and we had this conversation today because they had just come back from the Vikings 49ers game in Minneapolis. Yeah. And so she was like, this is ridiculous to have this and not take care of myself. I said, true story. I said, but here's the thing. After what I went through in my life, I'm not convincing anybody to make the decision to live. And I said, especially you who have grandchildren and have a grandbaby on the way, you should already know the importance of being alive. She was like, very true. And then her husband was just diagnosed with Crohn's. And I said, get that man on the protocol. Like, do you want to be the only grandparent here? And she was like, I'm starting tomorrow and I'm not going. I said, give yourself 30 days of following the protocol. And again, one of the things that Rachel said to me that really set me free, and I think about this often because I wonder what my language was like when I was talking to them, because as we've been on the calls, I have learned how I've thought diet and I've thought weight loss. And I was thinking several times when Rachel was talking, I was like, I wonder if that came out of my mouth because it was in my thoughts and I didn't even recognize it, right? I know it didn't with Rochelle because I was talking to her about gaining weight, but I wondered how many people did I talk to that my conversation led with that and I wasn't even aware. And so, right? And so when you said, you know, just let's upgrade your nutrition, I was like, that's it. Because everybody knows they need that. And I was telling, I think it was on the call yesterday, I said, literally, as we were on the call, I was thinking, I said, listen, it's interesting to me that when I got my box, guys, I sat on that box for like 5 days. No exaggeration. I was so ridiculous. I was like, okay, I made the, and I know I need to start this and I need to make good health decisions, all this stuff. And when we were on the call yesterday, I said, now what's interesting about that is I went through all of this and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pray. And then Wednesday morning, I was like, I'm starting. It was the best decision ever. But I laughed at the fact that it took me 5 days to come to the decision to choose nutrition. And it takes me less than 5 minutes to go through a McDonald's drive-through for something that's not food. What is going on? Right. And I said,
that's right? So we're not alone. The thing is we're not alone. We have parasites and yeast, mold, fungus, and all of them have desires too.
Gracie has the story. Tell us about it, Gracie. Can you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Rachel said the same thing. Like we don't think twice about the things that are bad for us. And not not per se. I mean, your organic Snickers are not as bad as, my old. I don't even fool with McDonald's. I knew I didn't want to fool with McDonald's before, but it would be that thing. I didn't have proper nutrition until Purium came. So
Mhm.
until then, it was always a battle of my willpower, and I did not do well. I lost that fight often. But then once Purium came into my life, that shifted everything, and I no longer craved those things. So I was no longer battling myself. Oh, Gracie, I saw you were off. Okay, share your story.
Sorry, it takes me a minute to navigate Zoom on my phone. Um,
Me too.
well, I was laughing, Stacey, as you were talking about, sitting on your box, because when I got introduced to Purium, Anne and Rachel were both having amazing transformations that they were sharing on social media. And I reached out to both of them simultaneously because they're both, near and dear to me. And I just shared, hey, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I feel like it might be helpful for me. They got me set up with my situation and I put it on two different credit cards. I had like literally no money. It was right before Thanksgiving. I put it on two credit cards. And then when I got it, I mean, the whole time I was waiting for it, I was like, I'm going to send it back. That was so stupid. I can't afford this. I actually, because I could have done like a 10-day, but I think I did the 30-day and I paid extra to be able to share it. And I was literally like, I think Anne just sold me that. So I was like, whatever, come on to the business. I was like, I'm returning it. And the whole time that was my mantra. It's okay. You can return it. You can return it. You can return it. And then when I finally got it, I sat on it for like 3 days and then I opened it. And when I opened it, I got this like full body knowing. At that time, they sent a copy of the Green Foods Bible. And I mean, I don't know what it was. I opened it and I just was very clear. I was like, wow, I just did something really amazing for myself. And, really haven't looked back.
I
It's,
got
it's hard to
chills all
believe.
over my body, Grace. Seriously.
Me too. I got them again. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a chill call.
But I
Yeah.
will say, in on this conversation of upgrading our nutrition, Stacey, I heard you say, everybody knows they need to. Honestly, I don't think that's true. I mean, I think people know that they want to feel better and they need to feel better and that it has something to do with the food. But I actually went to a retreat this weekend, and one of the things that or actually for the past week, and one of the things that we were talking about is how effective marketing is. And when I was younger, I actually thought that a Snickers bar was healthy because, the marketing was Snickers satisfies you, right? And so if I was choosing a candy bar, I would choose the Snickers because some part of me believed that the Snickers would be good for me, right? So there is such prevalent
Powerful.
marketing around,
Yeah.
you know, people really believe the mantras that are coming through marketing, and we convince ourselves that we're eating healthy when we're eating chemicals that cause our body to be addicted to things that literally are slowly killing us, slowly or quickly. So yeah, it's a big conversation. Thank you both
That's,
for
yeah.
talking
But
about
that's
this.
so huge, Grace. It's so huge. And I think it's really important for us to remember, and also to remember that people don't want to feel stupid. So how we have this really like fragile, beautiful, and like place where we have to be so compassionate and keep what Grace just said in mind, because I don't know for you, but for me, it's really, I think one of my challenges is that I'm so ahead of the freaking curve. That's just my business. It's my industry. Um, I forget that what people don't know, and I literally forget, and it's not good. It's not good because it leaves me almost dumbfounded sometimes, like aghast. There's a woman who has a colicky baby on like the stories on YouTube, and I see it, and I will take just nanoseconds, because I'm not getting drafted into anything, but I'll take a few nanoseconds to scour the comments. And what Grace said is evident. Like, this woman is wealthy, and she has no clue that she has to change her diet so that her baby can feel better. I mean, sometimes it's all, there can be mechanisms in the baby, but still, there's this complete disconnect, even in the wealthy,
Yeah. And it goes back to Gracie's point about the marketing and how it shapes our thoughts. And I'm so glad she made the point about, yeah, we don't per se know that we need to upgrade our nutrition. Like, we believe the things that we've been told, even though our bodies tell us our bodies tell us differently, but we'll still subscribe to the messaging.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And compassion is the most important thing. And I think that's why Rachel's staying in the inquiry is like probably the best way to stay out of what I was talking about, like that feeling of like, oh my God, how can you not know? Like, just stay in the inquiry and ask questions. And what have you tried? What have you tried in the past that worked? What have you tried in the that didn't work? Would you be willing to try what I call hyper nourishing the body? And you guys, please, if that fits for you, work with that.
Yes.
What we do, in my opinion, with the ultimate lifestyle transformation is allow continuous detoxification, and we deeply, deeply saturate the body with nutrition. So, that's really all we do, is we allow nutrient absorption to happen with the biometic, reducing that inflammation and all those barriers against absorption. And then we allow the pathways of elimination to happen, which are the breath, the skin, the urine, and the fecal byway. We allow those to be open. And that's why Rachel said the other day that she can go out to eat with her friends, and she can go to weddings, and she can eat those things without flare-ups, right? Because taking this time to reduce the inflammation systemically through her body, and all through the 40 feet of tubing, right? Which they used to call them ulcers. They don't call them ulcers anymore because they're so damn prevalent, in my opinion. They're like micro tears now, or gut dysbiosis or whatever. So that's what we do here, is we allow our bodies to continually detox, and we hyper nourish.
That's so powerful. And I'm going to actually share my screen because, Anne, you just went to the perfect place about how do we properly prospect. So I'm going to share my screen to go through our boards app, where we do have that system there. And then we can, just kind of talk through why this is so important to do it this way. As you were just talking about, Anne, about taking people through. So first we inquire. And so I'm gonna just press on this number one. What are they interested in? So we've often talked about what's in it for me. That's the thing. So what's most important to that person is, I love this, we do. I was like, we do take care of them. So is it weight, energy, digestion, or something else? Like, what matters to them? Like, I remember when I was just talking to someone this morning, and I said, while I knew I needed to lose weight, what was most important to me was to have the energy to exist day to day. That was most important, because I was so tired of being tired by 6 o'clock. I was literally tired of being sick and tired. So while weight loss was an added benefit, the most important thing was to be able to have the energy to exist. So we have to find out for them, what is it that they need, and then we meet them there. So that's the inquire. And then step 2 is inspire. And I love all of this is in our boards app. And so I know, and Anne and Rachel, you guys can jump in. I know when I'm inquiring, I'm just listening for what they talk about matters to them. And so then I asked them, like you had already spoke about, and how Rachel does this so incredibly well, where she asks, what have you tried? How has that gone? How long? Like, we listen to their journey, because at the end of the day, anytime we're not where we want to be health wise or in anything optimally, there is a sense of frustration that comes from, the idea that I tried, and even if the whatever I tried, I didn't do all the way or what have you, we still believe we tried. And so we have to meet them where they are. Usually by that time, it's a certain sense of frustration with that process. But meet them where they are so we can help them go where they are capable of going with this. And one of the biggest testimonies that I like to
Stacee,
share.
real quick, you can swipe that picture to the left, to the right.
Oh,
there you go.
my bad. And so one of the things that thank you for that, Rachel. Um, and also with their health, inspire them with their steps of their health. So like we said, it usually takes about 5 to 7 exposures, especially the people who know they have a health concern, but it isn't really like in their face yet. Usually the people who are acting immediately, well, that's even somewhat of, can't really use that, because sometimes people are medically in a very compromised state, like myself. And I still took 5 days to open the box. Like, who does that? And then, like I said, I can make a poor decision with no thought. And that's conditioning. So when someone's in that place, we're not beating them up. We're just loving them where they're at and encouraging them for their journey, for their process and their time. But the beautiful part that we have control over is, because it's not just them. If I'm doing my part, which means I'm exposing tons of people, then the one person who has taken their time does not trip me up, and I'm not super focused on them, because I should have 20 other people in play from just doing, like Anne said, the 2 hours a day. And those 2 hours a day, that can be 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. So it's not hard. Like, we get TV time. I could be sending text messages while I'm watching something. So text messages or audio messages are very, very easy to do en route to wherever we're going. Sometimes that's even our commute time. So I love that aspect. And you guys can interrupt me at any point in time if there's anything you guys want to add. And then just after they have shared their concern, I'm gonna give you guys an example of this process that I went through with my cousin. Then we can share information links. I usually go to our Q&A Saturday.
Your screen share stopped. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, no, I didn't. Hold on. I didn't realize it stopped on us. Yeah, because I thought I was really showing you guys the screen. Let me go back to that. So yeah, so
we saw was step 2.
Oh, was step 2? Okay, so I'm going to go back to step 3. So what I was saying here was that step 3 is inform links. And we have these here, but where I always go is the Q&A Saturdays, because I'm looking for what that person expressed to me was their concern. And then I just share with them the video that matters to them, that addresses their pain point or even their need or whatever it may be. So how can I give them something that serves them? And then after that is done, then step 4 is inviting them. And so what event is going on? Of course, right now we have our challenge that's going on, and that's where I'm tagging people. After we've gone through these steps, then I'm inviting them. And I've already let them know in advance that after that call, unless they are giving me indicators that they want to connect before then, I'm letting them know, hey, after that call, I'm going to get your questions answered. Like, so they already know that that's coming. And so then I'm asking them, what does your time look like? That way I'm not immediately setting them up for a 3-way right after the call if they don't have that time. Like, we're scheduling that out now so that that's a part of where they know they need to be. And so an example of that was long-winded to say, an example of I literally walked my cousin through this, and this is why conversations for me matter, because she and I, now I kind of have a really weird, unique situation where I went off and had an aneurysm and 3 brain surgeries. So the world hasn't seen me for like a year and a half. And so, like, when I'm coming back to people, they're like, oh my gosh, you're alive. I'm like, I know, right? Glad to be here. So we always start with that conversation first. And then I tell them, hey, a part of that comeback entailed, like, I was exhausted, but I got on this health protocol that has helped me rebuild my life as a person. Like, I'm on my way back now after all of that. And so I was having that conversation with my cousin, and she said, oh man, I have been, I've been exhausted, and then I wasn't sure if I had an aneurysm because I was feeling something in my head. She's then telling me all the stuff that she's going through. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I got it checked out. And I said, well, on Saturday, mark your calendar because we're having a call. I said, I'm gonna tag you in the group so you can see the video from last Saturday. Go through that so you can enter for a chance to win $200 after you watch the whole video and you take the necessary steps that will enter you into the drawing. And so she's like, okay, so in between this time, I'm following up with her. I did the same thing with 2 other people. And I'm like, I'm going to just keep doing that. And then now, and as a result of you saying what you said today, I'm like, I could be reaching more people. Like, don't reach your few people, because what I do know about stats is usually for every 10 yeses you get, 1 is going to show up. So I've got to go out and have massive people in order for 3 or 4 to show up. That means 30 to 40 people must give me a yes, not who I talk to, must give me a yes in order for 3 to 4 to show up. So I got to manage my expectations according to my production and activity.
Yeah,
And so,
that sounds
right?
amazing. Yeah. And you don't even have to tell them you got on a health protocol, because that health protocol could make them be like, I ain't ever doing a protocol. And immediately they're not listening. You could just tell them, I upgraded my nutrition and I have been soaring. You want to hear about it? Let me know.
I love that, Anne. I love that.
Yeah. Upgraded my nutrition. And then when you were talking to somebody, it's like, well, I don't know, I don't think that'd be enough because I'm real. You go like, well, just hold on now. Now I can. The company will also essentially pay for a coach. And we have 30, 60, and 90-day programs that you can put yourself on using the same groceries. Now that should say something to you that I use my same groceries to do programs. Ha ha ha. Anyway, you can do 30, 60-day, 90-day programs with us, of course. But let's just upgrade your nutrition. And then when you get used to everything, let's go into that later. You can also do that. You can also just calm them down, make it clear, get them an account, order their groceries, start the program, core forum, just core forum, get them their pre and post, whatever, get them their vitamin C, upgrade them. Those people are going to have to call. 50, you have to put $75 in the cart to get that, to trigger the discount. So if you've got somebody who's just like, just give me one thing, and it's Biomedic, just give them 2 bottles. If give me one thing, and they need energy, but they won't do a shake, give them spirulina capsules, like whatever. If they're on your call list and they're willing to work with you and have you call, a couple times a month just to upgrade and talk to them about nutrition, just they're part of your 2-hour a week call list until they're operating their own account.
Amazing. And Anne, see guys, this is the difference between someone being in the business a month and someone being in the business going on their 9th year. Like, you hear my all of my thoughts and very verbose, and it doesn't require that. It's want to hear about it, here it goes. Like, literally. And that's the society we're in. That's how I am. I'm a micro girl. I need you to give me things quick, and then I'm gonna decide, and that's that. Yet, as I'm listening to you, Anne, I'm like, oh my gosh, Stacee, why are you taking so long to get to it, girl? So thank you for that. See, that's what I love about this training. And speaking of the training, we're going to come over to you, Rachel, for the amazing onboarding so we can get this thing right.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dude, you guys have just rocked it. I love this whole training. It's been very inspiring. You can see people very engaged and enjoying it. We got some new hashtags. Hashtag let's upgrade your nutrition. What was the other one? Let me look. Let me find it. It was some, oh, I can't find it because I came on onto the screen. But yeah, anyway, you guys are rocking it. Thank you so much for sharing everything you did about how to prospect. And yes, it's all about numbers. It's a numbers game, really. Like the more people you contact, the faster you'll go in this business. It really is a numbers game. So get those numbers going. If you haven't made your list of 200 in a while, do another list of 200. You always meeting new people. And you know, it's just good to like upgrade that list. Now I'm going to go ahead and onboard Marcy, who is Felicia's new brand partner. Marcy, are you ready? How you doing, woman?
I am. Thank you.
Awesome. How's this call been for you so far as a newbie to this whole group?
A lot of info, but I'm trying to learn and get up to speed.
Yeah, good. Now, did you by any chance have a chance to watch that video that I sent the other day, the onboarding video?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that's going to be that will be something really good to watch after this, because that's going to kind of like put it into the very clear, simple steps. So I want to thank Stacey for sharing your screen, because what you shared was really helpful, because the onboarding is really four steps: inspire, inquire, inform, invite. That's what we do. That is our business. It's all like that. And then step 5, which is not even on there, is enroll. And a lot of times people will like delay the enrollment process. They'll get all caught up in the other 4 eyes, and then they'll forget to have the call to action, which is let's sign you up. You got to be bold and say, you got to not assume people aren't ready, right? People often wait too long to that punchline. People often wait too long, and they'll like take people through too long of a journey. You gotta check in with them on the way. Are you ready to do this? If no, okay, take them, then add more information. My upline, who was the first 5-star crown of this company, Brandy, sorry, not first 5-star crown, first royal crown of this company, which is after 5-star crown. She said, if they haven't said yes yet, they don't have enough information.
Oh, that's so good.
Plain and simple, right? If they have not said yes yet, they do not have enough information, because this is a yes for everyone, every single person on the planet. There's no one who could not need this. Literally. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
If you look out your window and see all the people walking by, and you go to the store and look at every person's store, can you think of a single person who doesn't need something we have?
Everyone over one.
Absolutely.
Did you say everyone over one?
Yeah, that's a quote from Dave, though.
Yeah, everyone over
Everyone over one.
I have a challenge to that, though. What if someone is not able to afford it financially? And I know that we could go with the angle of it replacing groceries, which in my case worked because I'm an empty nester, and my husband doesn't. He's cool. He doesn't depend on me to cook a dinner for him or whatever. But what about people who have families that they cook for and everything? So that is an extra added cost for them in those situations.
Well, if they're cooking for other people and then they're not having to cook for themselves, then it's going to lower their food bill, because now their nutrition is going to be so much less expensive than if they ate with a family. This is still cheaper than the only people who, so for $6.50, a person gets a meal plus all their supplements. How many people eat a meal for less than $6.50? And they don't
probably
even
zero.
Yeah, right. Like, think about it. How much do you spend on food? Let's all play this game. How much do you guys spend on food in a day? Just think about it on average. If you're not doing Purium, like how much do you spend on food on a day? And like this, what do you make and how much does it cost? Or what do you buy and how much does it cost? If you eat out, maybe you get snacks.
It's definitely $20 to $40 a day.
The average average person, yeah, spends $20 to $40 a day.
Definitely.
Yeah. So for you, it's $20 to $40 a day. Okay. Who else? Let's get some real numbers here. If you're making your own food, if you're making your own food and it's organic, $20 a day. All right. So if you're already spending $20 a day to feed yourself, even if you're eating at home, you're still spending around, $20 a day. And this is only $12 a day. Are you saving money? And if this is replacing 2 meals, this is replacing 60 out of your 90 meals in a month. This is literally 60 out of your 90 meals a month. This is replacing 2 meals a day for every single day for 30 days.
Literally. And I experienced that because I knew you guys were like, this will reduce your grocery bill, but I really didn't expect it to, because I was like, they don't know how I eat. And so I was like, however, it was very, very true. So I had bought my groceries before I had ordered my my 90-day. And usually those groceries would last me 10 days if it was a good week, because I'd freeze some of, I knew how I was going to eat. I actually still have food that's frozen from that time. That has never happened. Never. So I easily saved $200.
You're prepared
Yeah.
for it, and you got this whole food store. That's great.
That's awesome. Here, you know what? That's great feedback. You should make a note of that, because you'll forget that. You'll forget that in a couple years. Write that down.
Make that part of your story, Stacey.
Will do.
Powerful. Yeah, and
Okay,
true.
so
And then, Chanel told me too, before she found Purium, so speaking to the wonderful question about other people's food from Marcy, Chanel said she was spending hundreds of dollars at Vitamin Shop or GNC or whatever that thing was, multiple times or whatever, because she knew, even though she was cooking for her family and cooking for everybody, there was something wrong. So she was still trying to fill that void. And so she saved like hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
People spend so much money
that's a good angle.
People spend so much money on crab vitamins, and just ask people, what are they spending money on? Just say, do you buy, how much so I'm going to make this between me and Marcy now. Okay. Because I'm going to she's the demo. We're going to train you. Okay. So how much do you want to ask the question? How much do you spend on groceries a day? And you want to ask them, how much do you buy vitamins? Do you buy vitamins? Do you buy snacks? Do you buy coffee at Starbucks? Find out what are people spending money on? Remember, we stay in the inquiry for a while. How much do you spend money on these different things? Snacks, prompt them. They don't know what they spend money. Most people do not do a budget, have no idea. Who here does a budget? I'm just curious. Drop in the chat. If you do a budget every month and you know exactly what you spend on anything, just comment in the thread. Let's just see who does a budget. Who does a monthly budget and knows exactly what they spend on food or anything? Okay, so far no one's putting anything in the comments. Okay, so that's kind of pretty much what you're going to get from the average person. Most people do not know how much they're spending. So you ask them and wait. If they say, I don't know, just say think about it. I'll wait. Think about how much you spend on food. It's like some people might be like, well, I spend $900 on my whole family every month, or $1,500 is our family budget, or whatever. So you can help them do the math. You know what I'm saying? You can help them do the math. But long story short is, at the end of the day, the majority of people are going to spend anywhere from $7 to $10, even if they cook at home on one meal. Often. Okay. So with that in mind, you're still saving money if you do this. And then most people eat out a few times a week and still buy snacks out. And people will spend $2 to $4 on a candy bar. Okay, a shake is $2.50. $2.50 for the super meal, $2 for the power shake. And people will spend $2 to $5 on a candy bar. Has anyone bought like a $5 bar of chocolate or an $8 bar of chocolate, fancy gourmet chocolate? Tell me. Drop it in the chat if you've spent anything more than that on your food.
Definitely on my food, but not
I
per
mean, on
se
your
on my
chocolate.
chocolate.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I buy the fanciest candy ever. If I'm gonna eat sugar, I'm gonna eat good, healthy, like yummy stuff. I spend money on sweets.
So how much is a bar of chocolate, Anne?
Aren't they like $5.69 now?
All right, that's 2 meals. That's 2
Yeah.
superfood meals. So you bought so you could have bought 2 superfood meals with that snack that didn't bring you anything. Now, that's how you got to help people. You have to help people see that by asking questions. That's why we say stay in the inquiry. Ask them, what do you spend on? Now,
Okay.
this is only when you get to the price conversation, which we're going to onboard you now. I haven't even started onboarding you yet, Marcy, but you are not the one who is meant to have that conversation with people. So I'm going to make onboarding really short and quick here. And we're going to just
Okay.
go through the process. Step 1, you inspire them with stories. We do not draw people in with product. Oh my gosh, you got to check out this product. It totally gives you energy. It totally helps you with sleep. It helps you with all this stuff. That's just intellectual, cerebral information. People make decisions from their heart, from their passion, from their inspiration. Even Steve Jobs knew that. You know, he was master at that. Like the whole Apple campaign, it's all emotional. Every car ad you see, everything you see is emotional. Every pharmaceutical ad you see on TV, it's emotional. People make their stories based on, they make their decisions based on stories. Facts tell, but stories sell. This is the truest thing in our business. And this is literally the heart of the business. Facts tell. No one cares about facts. It just tells them something. And then then you get them in their head instead of their heart. But stories will sell. So that's why we focus on story medicine. Story medicine is the heart of this business. You want to get people in front of stories. Anybody have a dad or a grandfather or a sister or a child that they would love to get these on the products, but you're just like, oh my God, they're so stubborn. They just do not want to do this. Yeah, move people from their head to their heart.
Yeah, and Rachel,
Yeah.
I can just tell you, my dad, he is next month going to start on it because he said, winter's coming, and he was like, my bones do not like me in the winter. And he has seen how I've made a difference. And so he was like, I need that, what'd you call that, xanthan thing? I said, super xanthan. He was like, I need that because I don't want to, like, it's one thing to not go out because I don't want to. And it's another thing to not be able to go out because your body isn't cooperating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's inspired by your story. He didn't get inspired because you told him about product. He's inspired because he's seen your story. He's watching you. Your story is what's motivating him, nothing else. If we approach people with products, that's why we talk about products last in the 4 I's: inquire, inspire, inform, invite. We always talk about the products after we've inspired, and that's like always the order of things. We inspire people first. You'll get a few people who are in their heads and they're very cerebral and they want all the information, and that's the information is confirmation. Okay, let's get this straight. First, you inspire people. Now they're open to information. If you start with information, they're not open. You're going to close doors because they're like, uh-oh, she's trying to sell to me. But once you've inspired them, now you've opened the door, and now they're accessible, and now they're like open to information. And then once they've been inspired, this is the truth here. I'm completely telling you the truth here. Once a person is inspired, they've already decided to buy the product. I promise you, they've already decided to buy the product as soon as they're inspired. So why do we inform them? Because now they want to be convinced. Have you ever experienced this before where you wanted something and then you're like, okay, I want to have a conversation with that person because I want them to convince me? I'm going to give you an example. So I work with coaches, right? I often hire coaches. I one time hired a coach for $12,000 to help me double my income. When I got to 2-star crown, I actually hired a coach for $12,000. Because I was like, I need somebody who's like really, I didn't need to hire that person, but my upline was all dormant and I just didn't have them. So I was like, I'm going to go to someone else. And so I hired this guy. Now I knew I was like $12,000, a lot of money to spend on a person. Okay. It's a lot of money to spend on a coach. But I was so inspired by everything he was posting on social media, and I was like, this guy can help me. And he's in my downline. He's like one of my customers. And his sister-in-law is a diamond on my team. But I was so inspired by him. I knew from the stories that I'd been seeing that I wanted to work with him. So I got him on the phone and I literally said to him, I want to do your program, but I just need you to convince me. That's what I said. I said that because I was already inspired. I knew I wanted to do it. Now I just needed confirmation. I just wanted him to give me a little bit more information. What's this program about? How does it go? You know, what does it entail? How do you move me through the process? Because I just needed that. I needed some convincing to help me let go of my wallet. So when you get once you've gotten a person inspired, just remember they have already decided. That's when they make their decision is through that inspiration. I made the decision I was going to spend $12,000. I just needed him to get me over the hump. I'm like, I'm there, just get me over the hurdle, you know, like help me open my pocketbook, help me feel good about this decision. And so that's why Inform comes next. Now, so the first step is I'm going to just go very basic. So inspire, how do we inspire? There's a couple different ways we can inspire people. You can send them one of those presentations. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in a minute, but you can send them one of those presentations. Like Stacey said, we've got a presentation on everything. We have a presentation on why detox. So if you have somebody who's got diabetes, we've got a story. We've got a video. You got somebody with MS, we got a video. Acne, we got a video. Eczema, we got a video. And there are always 3 people who share their stories. There's always lots of inspiration. In the beginning of every call, there's always inspiration. 3 stories. And remember, it takes 5 exposures. So if they get 3 stories in one video, that's 3 exposures. It takes 5 to 7 exposures before a person says yes. So those 3 stories are crucial in those videos. They may not watch the video. If a person's like not down to watch a video, you can tell that they're like delaying. Another thing you can do is you can add them to the Core 4 Nutrition group and tag them in a post. So the Core 4 Nutrition group is where we inspire people because there's a lot of stories in there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you 3 places you can find stories in a very quick way. The first one was in the Q&A Saturdays, right? This is where we can find stories. We've got all these stories, 3 stories in every video. All right. Another place is the before and after. Now, I also will send them this. Sometimes I'll be talking to a person on the phone. I'll be talking to a person in person. I'll say, oh, really? You want that? Here, let me show you a quick story. And I'll literally open up my phone. And I'll just open up to one of these. Oh, you have eczema? Oh my God, check out this friend. This woman, she's like part of our team. She was my upline. She had eczema and now she doesn't. Okay. Oh, you want to get ripped? You're an athlete? Here, this guy, 90 days. This guy on our team. Yep, 90 days. It's like he already had muscle in it every time to reveal it. Okay. Oh, you have diabetes? Let's check out this guy. He was diabetic in the first picture. He's not in the second. These are quick ways to inspire people. Super quick. Seconds. Oh, you want to get rid of your dad belly? Look, this guy, 30 days. This is Mark. He's part of our team. He also had erectile dysfunction, heart. He was on, heart blood pressure medicine. This guy is like amazing. Oh, you want to lose 80 pounds? Here's our friend Tall. 80 pounds right there. She lost the weight before she started working out. Then she started working out after she lost the weight. So don't think you have to work out to lose weight. You just need to do nutrition. It's 90% nutrition. Oh, my friend Anne, 60 pounds right there. Look at her. All right. Whenever a person has a story, you just whip out your phone and show them this really quick. Oh, this is my friend. These are all people part of our team. This is someone from our team who had eczema. Check her out. Oh, acne. Oh, check this person out. Look how quick it is to inspire people. Oh, sleep apnea. Check out Glenneth. He's on our team. He also lost weight. Okay. This is my friend who was on dialysis. Okay. You don't put a person on dialysis on the products. You could put them on one product. You put them on the super aminos and the Revividol, those 2, that's it. But this is why you have to have, if somebody has a health condition, you also have to get their doctor on board, but that's another story. We'll talk about that later. So that was a quick way to inspire, right? I can either go into this folder, Q&A Saturday, send them a video from there, or I can go into this folder, send them a quick few pictures, right? Choose a picture. And then on the top right, there's a send button, a share button right here. It's copied to my clipboard. Now I can go and paste it into a text. Okay. So we got all these stories here, including my before and after story. Okay, these are all people from the team. So you just say, these are people, team members. That's all you have to say. Oh, someone from our team. Okay. Now, that way it makes it real. It's like someone kind of, you know them through me. It's all good. They're all part of your team. So those are quick ways to inspire. Here's a third way to inspire people. You're going to go into Facebook. And you're going to go into Core 4 Nutrition. So this is a group. This is where all the stories are. We got thousands of stories in here. You can do a search. First you have to invite them to the group. Okay. Don't send them you click invite and then you click invite friends. Do not send them the link until you've invited them. First you have to invite, because if you send them the link, then somebody has to approve it. You want to just invite them. Okay. So you can do a search for anything in here. I'll do a search for diabetes. That's like the most common thing. So now you've got diabetes, and there's a story. There's me interviewing that guy, Carl. This is him. This is the whole story of him recovering from diabetes. It's a whole video. Here's Coco recovering from diabetes. You've got videos. You can just tag them in a post right there like that. Okay. And it's so on and so forth. Here's Tall recovering from diabetes. Again, she lost 80 pounds in 1 year. This friend who recovered from diabetes. Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on with that one. Anyway, and then etc. That's Parkinson's, sleep apnea. There are so many stories in this group. Diabetes, some more.
Rachel, okay. I don't see your screen. Is it just me?
Oh, can anyone else see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Oh, yeah. It's me.
And I'm not finding that group in Facebook. And it's just Core 4.
Felicia, did you invite her yet to this group?
Yeah, I did. I think. Pretty sure.
Well, now this is when we send a link. Okay, I'm just gonna put a link then in the Zoom. Hang on a second. Let's put a link here. So if somebody's already been invited, then you can send them the link, because then they'll be able to. Why isn't it? It's not letting me paste the link. Let me try again.
I'm going to be getting into work right now, so I'm just going to still be listening. Just letting y'all know. Okay.
Okay, cool. Hi, Nature.
Hi.
Hello.
Sure. Hey.
Awesome. So we have a call. We're going to go into the side room. But anyway, I'm just finishing up a little training here. So just give us a couple more minutes. And so Marcy, basically what we want to do now that you understand how to inspire people, we're going to continue tomorrow. Okay. This is going to be like a week-long training. We're going to just do a little bit of onboarding with you every day. But when did you enroll, Marcy, as a brand partner? What day?
I want to say it was maybe the 16th of October.
Okay.
So just last week.
Okay, so you have until tomorrow, till day 10, to receive that $100 bonus. So so what I would do is, you're already at 665 points. You only need 1,000. So what I would do is I would do three videos today and I would do 5 videos today and 5 videos tomorrow. I know that's a lot, but if you can divide up between Instagram and Facebook, that'll give you 200 extra points, because you need 1,000 points. That'll give you 200 extra points. And then you enroll one person. If you can enroll 2 people by tomorrow, that's even better, because then you'll get the commissions and then you'll also get the points. But I want you to get that $100 bonus, and tomorrow's your last day if it was the 16th, because you have 10 days from the day that you enrolled. And then the other thing I would do is I would love for you to pick a date between now and the end of the month to have a launch Zoom, where you're going to basically invite your friends and family to learn about what you're doing. And then we will do the presentation for you. We'll share our stories and inspire your family and your community. and then that'll help you expose your community to what you have. They can become your referral partners, and then they also might be interested, and they also will enroll. And so we'll go over that tomorrow. But right now I want you to focus on widen your reach. So you get Felicia can help you learn how to submit your videos. But since you're already active on social media, I recommend you interview Felicia's before and after story. Interview her on Instagram. You can interview me on Facebook. You can also share your own story. But get at least three videos up today. Even one of you just like in your stories of just you like going through your process of doing your cleanse, like making your drink or whatever. You can do like 3 different videos in your stories. And then you could do like 1 interview today, 1 interview tomorrow, plus 3 more in your stories. So you need a total of 10 by tomorrow if you want to get that extra 200 points. It's a lot, but you can do them short. They can be 15-second videos of just you making a shake. It's all good. But the company pays you for that. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna
tomorrow, unfortunately, I'm not available.
Okay, so you're not available to make quick little videos. You can make videos today and then
I can't. I'll be babysitting a 2-year-old tomorrow, so I won't.
Okay.
Not until the evening. And Friday. I mean, I know it'll be too late, but
okay, cool. Well, let's we're gonna go into breakout rooms right now. So Felicia, can you work with her about creating a launch party right now?
Definitely.
And
And don't get overwhelmed, Marcy.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Parashay and Nature, can you go into room 1, please? And I'll join you guys in just a moment.
How do we get in that room?
Click join. There should be some place where you can click breakout rooms and join.
No, which
I'm
one?
still
Rachel, are we
new
going
to
in?
learning Zoom. Go join breakout room.
At the top?
Are you able to see it? Okay, Nature's there. Go ahead. You can just join her.
Which room?
She's in room 1.
Room 1.
Oh,
Okay.
they're in room 1. Sorry, I said it wrong. They're in room 1. Their pronouns are they, he. So just go into room 1, and then if you want to, and then Felicia, if you can continue with helping Marcy understand the widen your reach and all that, and how to create a launch. Like, let's get her launch happening before the end of the month. We can get her.
It's easy. I know it sounds overwhelming, Marcy, but it's so easy. I will help you. Okay.
You joining us, Rachel?
Yeah, you got. Okay, now Nature just moved to room 3, so you got to go into room 3 now. She's great. I'm gonna move her to room 1. Okay, Nature. Where did they go? Oh, hi. Sorry, Tara Shay's in room 1.
Oh, okay. So I joined breakout room 1.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So room 2 and 3 are open. If anyone wants to go into breakout rooms and work together, you're welcome to, or you can just stay on the main Zoom with Felicia and Marcy. Will you help her understand the widen your reach points and the launching?
Yeah, and then also I sent her the shirt. I'll be right back. I'm getting my bottles. I'll be right back. Hi, morning. Okay, so there's also the share because care kind of thing I shared with her yesterday. So it's a lot of information all at once. But Marcy, I will help you. It's easy once you kind of get to know how to do it. So I got your back.
So maybe just so Marcy, if you could do just 3 short videos today and just put them in your stories. Maybe when you take your shakes, just do a video of you taking your shakes. There don't have to be words in there. And then Felicia, you can show her how to submit those. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't even have to show your face if that's what you're thinking about. Like I know you said about camera. You could just show your products, how you're making it, maybe even, I don't know, cheersing to the tree, nature.
I'll see you guys. You guys continue. I'll see you guys.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be easy. But I gotta be at work right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll text you later, okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye everybody. I gotta go.
See you, Felicia. See you, Marcy. Kim, did you need anything? How are you? Great to see you.
I'm good. Hi, how are you?
I'm
I thought I
fantastic.
was supposed to be, sorry, I thought I was supposed to be having a meeting with Rachel, but I think she's forgotten about me. So,
Got got you.
I can send her a text and remind her, or I don't know if I put something in the chat, it's not going to go through to her, is it now? Because she's
Yeah,
gone.
no, I would text her. She'll probably see it when she gets back, but she wouldn't see it right now for her to respond to you. So yeah, I would shoot her a text. How long have you been with the company?
I've kind of come and gone. Hang on, sorry, now I've managed to lose you. There you go. So I started taking the products about 5 to 6 years ago, I guess.
Okay, awesome.
And you know, I've been a Purium everyday girl ever since.
Yeah.
But I haven't really done much with the group for about a year. We moved to Puerto Rico, and yeah, which has been really fun. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, I've still been taking the products, and I've gained a few clients, but I haven't really been doing anything
Right.
particularly much. And my upline was Tal, who's kind of gone, and then my next upline is Stephanie, who's obviously been out of commission. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Now
yeah,
where's
I kind of
Tal?
fell off the wagon.
Where's Tal? Because I
Sorry?
thought I saw her on a call. Does she do the Million Mom thing? Is that not Tal?
She probably, yeah, no. I don't know.
I don't know.
Possibly. I think she pops back in every now and then, but I haven't had much to do with her recently because she's been super busy with another company. So, but I think she still gets involved sometimes, I think.
Got you.
So,
Got you.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've had an interesting journey.
Yeah. So, like I said, I had an aneurysm last April out of nowhere. I was always like taking care of everybody else. And then next thing I knew, I was in the hospital. I thought I was in the hospital 4 to 10 days. I was in there 58 days.
Whoa, far out.
Yeah. And so, you know, day one, I was on a Zoom like you and I are. But for we do an annual training with my church sisters, and we were on that training. I was giving someone a compliment, and I literally, Kim, felt fluid come from here to the top of my head on both sides, and I was like, what is going on? But I'm talking like I'm talking to you, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna finish the compliment, and I did. And then literally as soon as I finished, it was like my body became a board, and I just fell, hit my head, of course, because I just stiffened and fell out of the chair, and my floor was concrete. And so, of course, I started throwing up from the head contusion. And by the grace of God, my iPad fell down, and I was able to tap it, and they were able to see that the angle had changed and I was no longer in the camera. So they called 911, and they were across the country. I was in Kansas City, Missouri. They were in the DMV, DC, Virginia, Maryland area. So they learned that you just can't call 911. You got to call the non-emergency number. So they're doing that. I'm praying. And I wasn't even aware that I was knocking on death's door. Like, I just thought, what's wrong? Like, something's off. So I kept trying to figure out what was wrong, and I was having an aneurysm. I had no idea.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like crazy. And like I said, then that so I had full consciousness up until when the paramedics put me on the stretcher. And then as soon as we got on the elevator and I felt that little, you know, the hesitation that you have when you're going down, as soon as it was black after that. Didn't, you know, and my daughter said she witnessed me having an seizure and all of this stuff. I had
Oh gosh.
Yeah. We haven't even had time to unpack that. Like, we haven't even dealt with any of that because we've been trying to live. I'm going to build a nonprofit where I'm going to give people money so that they can cope with life when life lands on them. Because like I said, we've not even been able to do that. Like, it's been, okay, take care of your health and then work, and like crazy. Like, you don't even have time to process what's happening. And I don't want people to not be able to experience, like, this is a whole miracle. It's joy. And we haven't even been able to do that. Like, we haven't even been able to sit back and say, oh, how grateful, like, because there's no time, you know. And so while time is a gift, it's not guaranteed. We can't take that time because bills are due, everything's coming at you. Like, there is no stopping.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, I'm going to not only turn that around for myself, but I'm gonna shift that for other people. And one of the ways that
Mhm.
I'm gonna shift that is I'm gonna let people know about Purium so they can start getting their health under control before they're in a situation like I'm in, you know. And
Mhm.
I don't want anybody else to be. I was so ignorant. Like, literally, I did not know. I knew I was overweight, but I was like, well, isn't everybody in America? Like, you know, it was so common. Um, and I was like, no, this is not the way we're supposed to live, because we're really not living when we're doing this. This is not living.
Mhm.
And so I just decided, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take care of myself, and anybody else who's looking to take care of themselves, I'm going to help them. I'm not convincing people you need to take care of yourself. You got to make whatever choices you have to make for you. But as for me, I've decided I'm going to take care of myself. That's simple. So anybody else who has decided that, hey, here I am.
Yeah.
Let me know how I can
Yeah.
help you on your journey. But it's a journey, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
That
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I love about Purium, is because they're adding nutrition. They're not, oh, you need to go on a diet or you need to gain the weight. You know, it's none of
No.
that bad stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just add it to
Just
what
get
you're
healthy. Look after yourself.
Exactly. Look after
Yeah.
yourself. Like, literally.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you.
Well, thank you
Absolutely.
for sharing your story.
Absolutely. Well, it was nice to meet
I'm gonna,
you.
and you. I'm sure I'll be back again soon.
Yeah.
And I'll send a text to Rachel and I'll speak to her soon.
Cool. See ya.
Okay. Take
Bye-bye.
care, Stacey.
You
Bye.
too. Bye, Kim.